Good morning or afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a bit of this thing. And let's actually get the sound levels right first, because it doesn't have a fucking volume slider for some reason. Holy crap. Alright. What is this? It's Card City Nights. It's by Ludosity, if I recall correctly, who is the developer of It'll Do, which was a reasonably charming Zelda-esque game, I would say. And it is based on the art style of that, and it actually has some of the characters from it. I don't really have much relation to it, but I've cracked through the tutorials. And that's apparently a frog, according to this game, so there you go. And try to figure out exactly what's going on with it. But it's a deck builder. Or is it? Well, calling it a deck builder is not necessarily fair, because a deck building card game is a bit a bit different than a trading card game. That implies building a deck during the game, which actually does not happen. So there is that. That is apparently my deck. It's kind of difficult to know exactly what to put in it at this point, because I have really no context to figure it out. But some of the card art is rather amusing. I'll give him that. Such as a turnip. Because why the hell not? An incredibly ugly statue. These old men. And so on and so forth. Oh great, the stupid comments have begun. Jeez. It looks like an iOS game. What does that mean? I'm actually interested to know what it looks like an iOS game means. Because, like, I have an iPad right here, and if I look at the list of games that I've got, there is really nothing tying them together in terms of their aesthetic in any way. Like, I compare Ridiculous Fishing to Infinity Blade 3 to Warhammer Quest to Colossatron to Deus Ex The Fall to Kingdom Rush to Echo Prime to Castle Doom to Bard Bet. You get the idea? There is no such thing as looks like an iOS game. That's not a real thing. So let's not use terms like that, because that's silly. Alright, let's find out what this is all about then. So I'm getting a bit of a Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy Color sort of vibe from this, the reason being that it is an adventure game tied in with a trading card game of sorts. There doesn't appear to be any sort of multiplayer as far as I'm aware. If we move on here. Alright. Now this is the, again, very similar art style to Itldew. So, if you've seen anything like that. It does actually look a bit like Nelson Tether's Puzzle Agent, actually. It has a reasonably similar aesthetic. So, that sort of rough hand-drawn aesthetic. Alright. Wow, this is very much like Pokemon Trading Card Game on Game Boy Color, isn't it? Absolutely. Also, I'm a carrot, by the way, if you don't already know. You can... Okay. Who do I want to... I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it is, but it is. So, that's a thing. It does have very large buttons, that's true. Admittedly, there's nothing in the interface which suggests that you couldn't do that. Like, because this right here, these are all the clickable things. Everything else is just art. So, yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't have large buttons. Yeah, it's by the same dev as Itldew, and it seems to use some of the same art assets and characters, but I didn't play much of Itldew, so I don't really recognize much beyond the art style. It's a bunfish, I think they called it. No, fish bun, that's it. Can we battle? I guess we can. Alright. I am a carrot and a fedora, which seems to be the most appropriate thing I could possibly find. Alright, select my deck. So this is just the basic starter deck that you get. Alright, so the mechanics are based around a 3x3 board, and you get 5 cards. You place the cards on the board, and each card has sort of a corner connector. Some of them have more than others. And depending on what, you connect 3 together usually, and then the effects kick in. So a defense card will, well, give you health. An attack card will either attack cards on the opponent's board, which disables them. They can be revived, though. Oop, it will kind of lock them down so they can't be used. Or attack the opponent's health bar directly. So, let's have a look. What do I want to start with? Well, usually you probably want to start with something that has a lot of connectors, but they all sort of have the same number. So, we'll start with Mark. That art. If I click more info on Mark, then it'll tell you exactly what everything does. Game series Space Hunk. I like... That's interesting. I wonder how many more parodies there are in this, because I'm pretty sure that Kamen Rider is a parody of Kamen Rider. I wonder if that's in the same series. Yeah, it's all kind of in the same series by the looks of it. Oh, so this one's actually from Itldew. Okay. I wonder if Space Hunk is a real thing. I have to wonder. Alright, let's play the Fabio card then, I guess. So you can drag this onto anywhere on the board. Obviously, you want to drag it into a place where the connectors will make sense. So I'm going to put it there. And then you draw a new card. The opponent plays a card as well. It also accompanies it with smooth jazz, which is nice. Well, it's not so much smooth jazz, but it has jazz elements. Alright, what connects? Well, it's not an ideal setup, but we can definitely make it work. So what do we want to do? I think the best way to set this up... I don't think we actually have anything that would connect properly as a result. We need something that has a top connector. If we have something with a side connector, like, say, drone, then we'd need something with a connector over to the right, which we actually don't have right now. So, already you can see I'm messing up. It does take quite a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? Thankfully, I think the AI is as dumb, and thankfully we've just grabbed Mildegrad, who will let us make a connection. Alright, so that's a combo there. So I can either attack for 3, or I can disable this stuff. Ah! Okay, cool. That's some interesting information. So yeah, Space Hunk is an actual game made during Mojam. Alright, so all of this stuff is actually their stuff. Cool. That's good to know. Space Hunk is a real thing. Alright, well I'm gonna do 3 damage, I think. Why not? So, he pulls a drone. The AI, I think, is being deliberately dumb here. I mean, you just pull the drone and they're not pointing it in the same direction. I assume the AI gets better over time, because otherwise this game is worthless, but... Let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna put down a defense card up to the top here. There's again another drone card that, again, isn't gonna connect to anything, so yeah, it's a little weird that the AI would do that. Even at the start, it's really strange to have the AI be completely incompetent, but we'll see. Okay, I think the best move would not actually be to place the stick there. That would actually be a terrible idea. We could do the Cowman Rider. There's actually not much we can connect here that would work. I think what we've got to do is just go for this kind of angle. So we put the gate here. Apparently, if I place this, it's going to give me +1 defense immediately. Okay, so some of them do have immediate effects. And then try to go for a connection here, which I can do, actually, with Cowman Rider, so we will do that. There we go. So that's a combo for 3. That gives me 3. I'm pretty sure there are connection-based card games, and I've seen stuff like that before. If I recall correctly, wasn't Eye of Judgment on the PlayStation 3, that fairly early PS3 game that used the PlayStation Eye for virtual cards? Wasn't that... That used a grid, didn't it? There is no difficulty setting. There's no anything setting, actually. The only setting is resolution options and windows on or off in the launcher, and that's it. Like, it's really, really basic. Alright. Oh, we have nothing that does that. I think we'll just have to go for another mark in the corner there. We can just put it there. Gives us more options. Oh, he's actually got a connection. Well done. Thanks. Monkeys and typewriters, really, with this guy. Alright, put a drone in the middle, and then we can connect... I actually can't connect anything to that. Not directly. You do... I'm actually kind of glad it's a single-player game, because you could spend the minutes agonizing over where to put your cards. There's also neutral cards, which, as far as I can tell, are just used for linking stuff. Although, we should also bear in mind that you can set up multiple links, and if you can't get a link, you can kind of set up the possibility for another one. I think that seems to be the way to do it, sort of maximizing the possibility that you'll be able to execute a combo on the draw, rather than just going for one immediately. So it's like looking for connections here and there. I mean, this won't be any use, but this could be. Because you can't make anything out of this, because this doesn't link, and neither does that. So that's a dead square right now, but this isn't. So if you can find something that would link to that. The problem is I can't. I don't have anything that would link to that whatsoever, so I think no, the drone would be a terrible idea. So I guess that's what a lot of the deck building is. It seems like the starter set gives you a complete lack of synergy. A lot of these cards that just don't fit together. So I think that's deliberate. And I think the first task would be to try and resolve that. I guess I'm just going to have to dump a card down at this point and hope to get another one. We could make a link here, though. I keep forgetting this is not noughts and crosses. So you can link without a straight line. And you start playing it like noughts and crosses, you're immediately in trouble. But I could link this up if I had the right arrows, which I don't. So, but I could get one. Oh, do I? No. The incredibly ugly statue almost was. You'll see that that's a neutral card. So, this is, as far as I can tell, it's just designed to create a combo. So, neutral cards usually have more arrows on them, from what I can see. It said something about rotation. I think you need to use a card ability to do that. The tutorial didn't mention rotation anyway. So, if I can't rotate this card. But I think there are cards which will then... There are some that rotate, like, every turn. There are some, I think, that will rotate whatever's linked to them. And I think the rotation mechanic is fairly key to what's going on. Alright, well, because of this drone, I'm actually in a fairly shitty position. Can't really do much, but thankfully the AI is so stupid it doesn't really make a difference either way. Okay, well... I guess we just have to... There's gotta be something. Actually, yeah, I missed the combo completely. There's a combo right there. There we go. So I just go straight for his health, I think. Or we could do it to disable this card to prevent him getting a combo, but I don't think he can physically get a combo here, so it doesn't matter. We'll just attack him directly. And that does too. Music's good, actually. I'm enjoying it. I wonder how much of it there is, though. If it's just the same track over and over again, that could get really boring really fast. Alright, well, we've got nothing that points up the top, so I guess we just put the Titan there, link it to the stick. That was actually stupid, and has completely ruined the possibility of me getting anything out of that. It takes a bit of getting used to. The old man, I think, can be linked with only 2. This symbol right here indicates that you only need 2. It's a revive card. It's designed to re-enable a card that's been previously disabled, which is something you can do. I think, yeah, put the robot elf down there, and then that just does a revive, but that doesn't do anything. That's actually a dead card, Apathetic Frog. It does nothing, so you don't want that. Not at all. So this link is useless. We need to start creating a new link. Yep, Apathetic Frog does absolutely nothing, which I think is absolutely appropriate as well. I think we put Incredibly Ugly Statue there, because that gives us 2 link possibilities. And you can win, by the way, by locking your opponent's board. As you can see, they can actually lose that way. So... And that got me a booster pack. Alright, which contains what? I assume these are all It'll Do characters. Alright, revive combo. Damage opponent 1. Start of the turn, move vertically. You see what I'm talking about? So this card actually fucking moves on the board, which is really strange. I don't know, I like that. That mechanic's pretty neat. It does break. It's almost more of a puzzle game than it is a card game. Also, this fish bun. This is the first character you play, and all he does is play Apathetic Frogs. And then this character complains that actually all he's doing is eating the cards and not actually playing you. Yeah, the AI was definitely a bit dumb. Let's see if we can edit out some of this stuff, because it seems like a lot of this stuff is rubbish. So, they do have deck limits. The way the deck limit system seems to work is there are 3 rarities of cards. Common cards can be put in your deck 5 times. Uncommons 3, and rares 1. So, and you can, obviously... Wow, you can even order by theme, which is, as far as I can tell, completely irrelevant, but neat nonetheless. So, if we want to, you know, do it by rarity... This is in my deck, so these are all commons. So let's... I guess we can just strip this out entirely. I guess there's no quicker way of doing that. Okay, let's just strip everything out of there. And look to sort of make a balanced deck with the stuff that we've got. And use some of the higher rarity ones, because they're probably going to be more useful. Alright. So, Jenny Deer is the rarest card that I've got. And you can see why, because it's ridiculous. It's got 3 arrows on it, and, you know, the more arrows, the better. Revive combo plus 2 defense to the owner. Yeah, that's kind of silly. We should definitely have that, I think. There we go. Health potion. Revive a random disabled own card, then remove this card. I guess, so you can actually play that anywhere. That seems handy to have, doesn't it? And then this one, again, has 3 links. It's wearing a bird on its head. I don't know why that is. And then... We've only got 1 of those, so... Okay. We can get 2 of those, just because, you know, they're linked to 3, so that seems pretty good. This one does 1 damage, but it only links 1 way, so... That's a really strange and interesting way of balancing your cards out. By saying, oh, you can have a really powerful card, but it's going to be less useful because it's going to be much harder to set the combo up. Yeah, it looks like you have to drag the cards, which is a little annoying. I'm going to put these in. I wish you could just, like... It seems an easy thing to do, just allow double click or control click or shift click. I'm trying all those just to make sure it's not the case. I guess one of those would be interesting because it rotates. Drones seem fairly solid. Let's look for attack cards. Oh, you can also order by number of arrows. That's handy. Icons, so I guess this would put all of my attacks in the same place. So turnip rotates, which is interesting. So then you got Drones, Mark, and Mildegrad, who all sort of do the same thing, but they have arrows pointing in different directions. So it's like, you would want all of those to try and set up attack combos. And then you've even got Stick, which is kind of the same thing too. But the turnip is an interesting one. I haven't really seen the need to use defense cards as of yet. But I think we'll put that one in. And I want to put the move vertically one in just... Oh wow, that's ridiculous. You do a defense combo, rotate a random enabled opponent's card. That's infuriating, good lord. Okay, and then toss in just some stuff that will help us link things, like that. Crystal, ooh. That's not great, because... Or is it, actually? Because I'm thinking, usually it would just remove the card. I think with a crystal, it just sends it back to sleep. Which I think that's potentially useful. Before I go any further, by the way, I just want to point out this game is $2 right now. At least for the launch week, and then it's $4. So... a couple of robot elves in there, and I guess we can throw a titan in there too. Okay. So, 25 is the minimum. You can actually go higher than that, but, you know... I think... Once you've got enough cards, you'll want to have lower, but I think you'll probably want a larger deck when you don't have enough cards for certain sizes. Alright. We'll go with that and see how well that works. Probably not very well, but... I'm interested to see where it goes. Sounds good to me. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the mechanics seem interesting. But it is almost like a puzzle game in disguise. It's like it's trying to trick you. Alright, neither of these are actually what I'm looking for. I don't want revives, so... I'll probably set up Incredibly Ugly Statue in the center, because that's going to let me combo off in multiple directions. What? You would never want this, though, surely. Like, that just seemed flat out worse than the stick. In every way, because it's only got one link and one attack. So it seems like there are cards that are just junk. I have to wonder if you can ever actually get those in boosters, or whether they just put those in the AI decks to make it easier to begin with. Certainly a possibility. Alright, an attack combo. Do we have one? Nope. Not at all. Do we have any combo whatsoever? Yes. We have Robot Elf. Can I set up Robot Elf in such a way that it will help here? No. We could use Turnip, because this rotates, so... Which way does it rotate, though? It doesn't actually say. Probably clockwise. Alright, lads. I've got an idea. Alright, sick combo coming in right here. Nope! Not sick combo! It actually rotates the entire card. Okay. Now I understand how it works, and now I feel very sad. Oh well. Yeah, I now cannot make that work. I thought it maybe just rotated the arrows round one. Apparently no, it just is a complete rotation. Oh dear. Alright, I think we'll just have to set up something with this then. I see how that works now. That is... I mean, that's... I have not seen that before. I assume that games that do that exist, but I have not seen a card game that does it, and that actually impresses me. I don't think I can do anything with this, can I? No, I can. I can set up an attack combo here, so in 2 turns I'll actually get an attack. What the fuck is this? Bromancing Saga 2, Professional Mansassins. Again, I think all these games do exist, so you might want to look them up. So if I can get something that points upwards, I could actually get a combo out of this. All those misplays coming in right here. This is way worse than Hearthstone for misplays. You can screw up so badly. Alright. I could do a revive combo here. Pretty sure that wouldn't be of any use, though. And it's kind of burning my absurd rare card. It's the way to go here. Well, I can't put anything there yet which will actually set this combo up. So, is there anywhere else that I could try to set one up? Yes, and we could go Robot Elf up here. Also, filling your board and not having any combos does kill you, so you do have to be a little bit careful. That's assuming I don't already die to the AI this time around.